A quick look at what else is making news across the country. Eid is being celebrated across India. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted his countrymen on the occasion. Eid prayers were offered this morning in Eidgahs or open grounds in mosques. A protest march against killings in Gaza turned violent in Srinagar. Police had to resort to lathi charge to control the situation. Soon after the Eid prayers, hundreds of people carrying anti-Israel banners converged at the Eidgah area of Old City and started shouting slogans. At least 12 Kanwarias, 5 of them women, were killed and 22 others injured when a speeding container ran over them on the New Delhi-Kolkata NH2 in Bihar's Aurangabad district earlier today. The truck then rammed into a parked bus. Toll in the school bus train collision at an unmanned railway crossing in Telangana's Medak district has risen to 18 after an 11-year-old girl succumbed to injuries. Conditions of 4 other students still remain critical. The accident took place last Thursday. The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry has praised Tata Group for creating thousands of jobs in the United States. Addressing a think tank in Washington, Kerry pointed out how Tata had created 24,000 jobs and Indian companies created more than 1 lakh jobs in the U.S. Meanwhile, the debate around the proposed National Judicial Appointment Commission has gathered steam, even as the Law Ministry is seeking a political opinion from across party lines. The government has proposed a 6-member panel that will vet the candidates. It will comprise of 2 Supreme Court judges, the Law Minister and 2 eminent citizens. This 6-member panel will be chosen by a high-level committee that will consist of the Prime Minister, Chief Justice and Leader of Opposition. The difference of opinion, however, has emerged on the number of people that should be a part of this Judicial Commission. Some jurists are of the opinion that the panel should have 7 members. The panel should have 4 of the senior-most judges as opposed to the proposed 3 Supreme Court judges. In fact, it was Markande Kaju who with his blog flared the debate surrounding corruption in judicial appointments. He had alleged a Madras High Court judge had been granted extension despite an adverse CBI report against him. In fact, a PMO note surfaced putting the onus on Dr. Manmohan Singh to explain why he had sought a clarification from the then Chief Justice of India on the delay in promoting this alleged corrupt judge. Now, in the 9 weeks that the NDA has been in governance, we have already seen 2 big controversies that question the effectiveness of the existing system of appointing judges. Gopal Subramaniam was recommended by the Supreme Court Collegium headed by Chief Justice of India R.M. Lodha. The Law Ministry sent back this recommendation citing an adverse CBI report. Gopal Subramaniam later withdrew his nomination, claiming he had ruled against Amit Shah in the fake encounter case. Amit Shah's lawyer U. Lalit was later elevated as a Supreme Court judge. Both instances bear testimony to the urgent need to remove government interferences in internal judiciary matters. Speaking to Headlines Today's Karun Thapar last week, the Law Commission chief said there should be a greater representation of Supreme Court judges who will make the appointments. Also demanded greater transparency in the entire process.
This criteria should be made public, and what is more important is that this criteria should be disclosed. There is one aspect which is really important, is the transparency. How do you ensure transparency in this kind of commission? For instance, in South Africa, the interviews are in public. They are televised. Of course, this is not followed in England, and so also in Israel. But I feel that if you can bring transparency by first inviting the names and nominations publicly, then prepare a list of the candidates who will be screening. After the screening, who will be called for interview. Interviews may be in private, but once the selection is made, again it should be on the website.